Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, November 6th. So we're looking at the last 2 days of the SPY ETF's market profile. And right off the bat, let's get to some very important things. All three time frames are now in balance. Monthly still an inside month. Daily stopped the one time framing up. Filled one gap. Still has two others below. All time frames are in balance. We go out with a price probe. We go out 11 wide. Volume picked up towards the end with just about 70 million. We should do just about average or just below average for the day. L&M did their usual thing. Incredibly mechanical today. Short-term traders running the market had an excellent day. And that's with missing some key trades. Trade location. You talk about risk reward where you get in. Your entry point is just so huge. And I had an excellent one in L with a long and an excellent one on a short in M period. Let's go over today's trades that I did, and then we'll go over the destinations, which once again are far and wide apart as we go into next week. I traded everything for today's expiration except M period. I went to Monday's puts. So A period, we opened, went back and forth through the opening, got back below the opening, took twice took puts of 350 and 351 as we came running down to fill that one gap. That's all they really wanted to do, though. That's all the sellers could get. We looked below yesterday's low. Pretty good, though. It's not like we took it out by 20 cents. We went and filled the gap, but that's it. We went back and forth through yesterday's range, the first four time frames, but as you can see, we kept making higher lows and higher highs. So buyers slowly started taking control. I did take a short in B period again, once we got through the open to see about how we would react at yesterday's low. Made money on that one. Now, we didn't get much distance in C, D, or E. I absolutely missed. This is a trade. Kills me that I missed this. Actually, I missed a long in D towards the bottom as we got just barely below yesterday's range again and came back up, and I missed a nice short in E period. The next trade I did take was in F. F period couldn't take out E's high. We started coming down. We took out the low. Didn't get much for it. Came back, and when it came back up, I took a nice short against A's high, the 352 puts, and rode that back when it made a new low in the time frame. Now, wasn't sure if G was going to be the afternoon pullback low or not. I was looking a little bit more away from POC. Never got there. Never did anything. Just watched it. Now, here's some trades that I missed throughout the entire afternoon. HIJK kept coming up. Couldn't even take out the day's high. Now, I would not have taken big because I really thought we would get the day's high, get yesterday's POC, and traded M's high. But they kept giving head fakes all four time frames. All four time frames, I could have numerous times just took small shorts, and they would have paid. Now, again, I'm in 5-tick increments, so it doesn't look as much of a range. But we got decent. Each time we got up to the high, you got some decent trades out of it if you took it. So I was a little upset at myself at that. I know I like looking for the new high like I did in M, but still they would have worked out. If I had taken small, I could have added or gotten out if we took out the high and got some acceleration. So shame on me for not taking those. And I still had a really good day. L period flushes out. Now, halfback's been raised because we made new highs. At the time, halfback was right around value low. I got in a couple of times on call plays. Every time it went up, took off. Every time it came back down, got long again. 348 calls. They worked out very nice on a long play. And that's because the trade location was just perfect. I was never in any danger on my call play. Then in M, finally explode, take out the top. I took a small put when we first took out M. I think I took 10 contracts. Went higher, got to M's high. I took 30. Then we started ripping a little high. I'm like, I do not think this thing's going to get away. I think all this here. Remember, everybody who kept shorting up here, well, they kept doing it. And then finally, when they exploded, they had a cover and you got momentum buying. That's all that was. So at one point I was long 130 of the 352 puts from Monday. I had great trade location on the ones where I bought the 40 and 50 lots, and it just poured back in and just made my day. And I took it off, believe it or not, I took most of it off and then the rest of it off right at below E's high. So I made money on all of them, but boy, I could have held on to some of them and made a lot more. Again, that's something I need to continue to work on, just like everybody else. If I hold 10 or 20 contracts, it came in, I think I sold the last of them out at 370. They got down to, I'm trying to think what it got down to, but it would have paid me a lot of money. Not three. Yeah, it was, because they're trading now at 280. It would have paid me a lot more. So, again, take small puts here. I know my out, or I'm looking for it to pop and fade. So if it's only small, I don't care. And then if it works out, I fade it, and it all works out. And the same here. Hold on to some of them and ride down 10 or 20 contracts, because I'm telling you, you're talking about another $1,000, $2,000 on just 10 or 20. That's how much it came in. But again, I had an excellent day, and I didn't even do that. It would have been a super day if I had done all those and held on to M. Okay, let's go over destinations for Monday. Upside. Now, we have 3 upside destinations that are within $1 of each other. Very important to realize this. 351.51, today's high. 352.19, which is now a weekly high. Then 352.44, which is a daily high. So if we take out Monday's high, I'm going to think those other 2 highs are going to go. And then the real important one, 354.02, monthly high, and the top of our 4-month balance and inside month. Above that, we have single prints 354.03, get filled to 355.16 from September 3rd. Downside, went out with a price probe. So E's high. Even though we closed below E's high is our first downside destination, 350.90, because we don't know if the price probe is accepted or rejected till Monday's time frame. Then we're 11 wide at 350.06. H is low. L's low, I'm using as an afternoon pullback, 349.21. Today's low, 347.65. And then single prints from all the way back from November 4th, 343.15, get filled at 342.54. Now let's go to the charts. Now, even though we're in balance, there's a lot happening. Okay? Here's your monthly. 4-month balance, way above February's high right now, 339.08. That's healthy. The goal for the buyers is to take out this week's high. If you do that, then you should attempt to at least test last month's high and the inside month. So it remains to be seen. There's no guarantee that's going to happen, right? We basically traded all of October's range already. Weekly, firmly in balance. Here's your last 3 destinations. This week's high, that week's high of 354.02, which is last month's high, and the all-time high. That's what's we're getting at. Now, the worst thing that could happen is if they don't get up here and we have basically a double top. Daily. Stop the one-time framing up, which is probably healthy for the overall market, for the longer-term market. Stop the one-time framing up, fill this gap. We still have this gap. We still have this gap. Remember, we had 4 gaps in a row. Here, same 3 things. Yesterday's high, and this high. Those are your 3 destinations. Volume 73 million is going to be about average. Not bad. Sellers had an opportunity today. They filled the gap. They had an opportunity to get into. There was nothing in November 4th. Those single prints I gave you were the next destination. And they absolutely failed. Miserably. So it remains to be seen. I think the room had a very good week. The purpose of this room is to educate, inform, teach people how to hunt and fish and trade smartly, intelligently. It's a great atmosphere. It's a great group. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. And we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.